Welcome back to my channel. This is a real Fecheso and it's a pleasure to always be here. On this channel, I talk about immigration updates, my Canada journey, share useful information that has helped me in my study and settling here in Canada. And today I'm going to be talking about study to permanent residency transitioning period, what you should get ready and things that you should put into action. And of course, it's very important to factor this in your journey as soon as you arrive in Canada or even before you arrive in Canada. So let's dive into it. Yes, so like I said, we're going to be talking about transitioning from study to permanent residency and basic things to start to put into action right before you arrive in Canada or once you arrive in Canada. Now, I've always talked about research, the place of personal research. The place of personal research is very, very important. And why is that? Because you're going to know what suits you, what's perfect for your skills and experiences that you've had prior to now. And then you're going to be able to strategize and look out for, okay, which of the stream or which of the pathways best suits you that you can run with. So research. I kind of emphasize the informations are there. It's on YouTube. A lot of people, talk about this. It's on Google. It's on the IRCC website. You can take your time to go through, different pathways to permanent residency in Canada and think of how you want to go about it. That being said, good research. One thing I used to tell people is, especially when you come from places like my home country, where it might take a while for you to get things done because of the system, your education evaluation. It's very important. I know that it is time bound. For example, I know the West is 5 years duration to expiry, but nonetheless, it's of essence you get your education evaluation ready so that when you need it, you don't have to start looking for how to get it. As you're planning to come to Canada or you're arriving in Canada, get your evaluation ready. I mean ready. Even if you're not able to get it before you arrive. Once you arrive, start processing it. It doesn't have to be when you need it. It's when you have to request for it. Request for it as soon as you arrive in Canada or you're planning to come to Canada, because it is very important for everything you have to do in your permanent residency procedure. Secondly, your English test. So for your English test, in fact, it's not something that one can actually escape anymore, because it is also required for your postgraduate work permit application, which started in November last month. So get it ready. Now, this is also time bound because it's only valid for 2 years. So you might be thinking, if I do it before, some people that are having 2-year program and stuff like that, if I do it before the end of my program, you can actually do it 6 months into your program and get it ready. And why did I say that? Even if you're studying a 2-year course, you might actually be in the pool and you could get your permanent residency before the completion of your studies. You could qualify for any of the category-based selections. You could qualify for maybe nominations, depending on the skills that you have prior. And of course, after your 1-year study, if you're studying a 2 1-year course, you could add your Canadian qualification, which also boosts your score. So getting ready and being in the pool is of essence. So you want to get your English test ready. Now, if you have any relative that is a permanent resident of Canada or a citizen, you might also want to get them, ready, or to inform them that, you've indicated them as a family member in Canada, and just make sure to inform them. It's very, very important that you inform them of your plans and, possibility of using them as an attachment that you have in Canada. And fourthly, getting a job. So when I arrived in Canada, there were several stories about, just get a job first. Yes, very important. Get any kind of job first, because survival is very, very important. Survival is very, very important. But nonetheless, while you get that job for survival, also look out for in-demand jobs. Now, we've been hearing lots of updates, immigration updates on the minister saying we don't want people that are not, useful to the system in Canada. We don't want people that cannot contribute to our sectors, like the health sector, like the IT, like the trade category, all that. You might want to consider focusing on getting a job in the in-demand area. And like when I mean in-demand area, we all know like construction, all those areas that it's very important that the minister has been talking about, like, okay, we don't need people that are doing business. Like, how many do we need? Look out for how you can get a job in the in-demand sector. This is very crucial because for some provinces, getting a job in those areas can actually qualify you for a non-express entry direct pathway to permanent residency. So you might want to get a job and focus your energy on getting jobs in the in-demand area. Now, like I said, I am not saying you should not get that first job for survival, but while you're at it, don't get carried away. Look for how you can get into the in-demand sector depending on your skills and your flair to putting your effort into the job you're targeting. For the fifth one, explore provincial nominations in your province. Now, it still boils down to research. Go ahead and check out for provincial nominations in your provinces, like opportunities that abound in that area. You check it out. I know New Brunswick, I think if you study for 6 months and above, you qualified for applying for permanent residency. A couple of other provinces like that. I think Alberta used to do that at some point. I am not certain. Of course, I'm in Ontario and I have not, carried so much research on that too. So, but you can explore and check all the provinces that, depending on the province you are, look at their provincial nomination that is specific to the fact that you came to Canada and studied in their province. So, because this is also a catch. I remember Ontario launched the International Student Stream last year. Prior to then, if you studied a master's degree, 2 years and above, course in Ontario, like a master's degree, you're qualified to apply for permanent residency. But last year, due to the constant immigration of people from Ontario to other provinces, they came about the International Student Stream, which is just for you to have one Ontario certificate and then you can apply for permanent residency if you have a job in their NOC, like they have a tier 0 to 3 category, or you have a job in in-demand. So they have like a set of categories. I'm going to make a video on Ontario nomination programs and the stages, the different categories that you can tap into depending on your skill set. So you can look it out. So like Ontario brought that out because a lot of people do 1 year course and move to other provinces, that could give them PR faster. And with this update or with this new policy in Ontario, a lot of people have just decided that, okay, I'm just going to get a job in Ontario and just stay and apply under the Ontario nomination program, which is actually very sweet because it's actually very hard moving from place to place. I don't know about you, but it's not beans. So yeah, you might want to explore that. And that being said, we all know, still boils down to research, the different pathways, apart from all the ones that I've said and things you should get ready, different pathways which include the express entry, the Canadian experience class, the provincial nominations, the different categories of sectors that has been done lately. So you might want to explore, okay, if it's express entry you're looking at, in what area are you looking at targeting into the category base? Like express entry has had different category places. Just go into the pool and pick people that are either in health sector or STEM category, which is the science, technology, like the IT category. They go into the pool like people that have 2 or more languages, which is the French category. If you have the French, you've done the TEF or the TCF, they go into the pool to pick those different categories. Now, if you know how to speak French, you might want to just advance yourself and do the French. Now, necessarily, you don't have to ace everything, but having a good grade would actually put you at the edge of the category of people that can speak more than just English, right? So you might want to explore that as well. And I've mentioned about provincial nomination, or like some provinces go into the pool and then they pick people that they need based on their different NOCs, like NOC, which is the National Occupation Categorization or Classification. So you might want to also tailor your NOC to the NOC that each province is targeting, and make sure to also note that your NOC that you're going to be picking has to align with your job description, even if your job title is different. it has to align with, like, the job description for that particular NOC has to align with your own job description as well. So you don't mix it up, because I've had stories of late of people having claiming a particular NOC, but when they get their reference letters, their job description is entirely different, which, you know, has resulted in maybe rejection or denial or something like that. So you might want to align your story and let it align well with, you know, the NOC job description and all that. So LMIA jobs is another plus, although recently the minister said it's going to take off the LMIA scoring factor, which adds about 50 points to your score. And why is that? Some employers have been exploiting students or workers in Canada. They've been collecting large amount of money from them, and they've been giving them LMIs, which they find as fraudulent. So they're going to be taking it. I'm not sure if they've taken it out, but it's in plan for them to take it out. So it might no longer suffice, but regardless, it's good to have a job. If you get an LMI that is legit, it's also a plus. So you might want to explore all the skill trades and look out for, like, sometimes we have some experiences that are actually relevant to some skill sets, like skill trades that we might not think, or we don't think necessarily aligns with what we studied in the university or in your college whatsoever. All these things do not matter. That this is what I found about the system. What you study and what you're working does not align, but just ensure that you have the required experience to function in that particular area. Like, even if your background is like you studied English and now you are in health, it doesn't affect in any way the fact that your education evaluation was like a master's in English language and now you are saying you are in health category. It does not matter, because of course people do certifications, they do trainings, like even on job trainings that qualify them to be able to work in, you know, different sectors. So like, this is very important, and it will ease your transitioning from your study to your PR. I know a couple of people that within 1 year that they arrived in Canada, they've gotten their permanent residency. How did they do it? Readiness. You know, when they talk about opportunity and being ready, like when opportunity comes and you're ready, you're able to, you know, jump at it and, you know, key yourself into it. So it's very, very important for you to be ready. Get all your evaluations ready, your English test, be in the pool, be in the express entry pool, while you are also exploring other provincial nominations that you could qualify for in your province. It is very, very important. And that being said, it's something that can be achievable. I know that there's been a lot of, you know, news flying around that there is no direct pathway from study to PR. That is true, right? But you can key yourself into, like, Canada won't send you away when you have a job. You're contributing to the system. Like, Canada won't send you away when you are a good plus to them. So I would implore you that you should focus on these things and neglect whatever you keep hearing in the news, because regardless of what you keep hearing in the news, people are getting their permanent residencies every day. They're getting their nominations approval every day. And honestly, I wish you all the best in your transitioning. If you're just arriving in Canada and you stumbled on this video, yours is going to be an exception, but there's a place of readiness. Get ready, and I pray that God would make your journey a smooth one. And I hope that you enjoy Canada. I hope you enjoy studying in Canada, and I hope to hear your story and to congratulate you on your permanent residency in Jesus' name. It's nice to talk to you again. See you in my next video. Bye.